5 Questions with LeRoy Butler. Now, here's Tom Silverstein.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to 5 Questions with LeRoy Butler.
Ask me why I'm smiling.
Why are you smiling?
Because I'm happy about number one.
You're happy about Reggie White signing with the Packers?
Well, I was thrilled with Reggie White because Reggie was, as you know, sued the league to become free agent. This the smallest market. Mm-hmm. People thought it wasn't going to happen. He was 31 years old, and he's in San Francisco. And I go talk to Doc McKenzie, and he's in our locker room. This is a little bit different.
Yeah. Well, just like back then when I predicted he would sign with the Packers, I predicted Micah Parsons would. Yeah, you asked me last week.
Oh, I did? Bill, play what he said. I just heard a rumor. I know that I'm not honest, but he wants to play in Green Bay, allegedly.
Let's look at the reality of it. One.
So I'm not in reality right now?
No. Is Dallas going to give the Packers Micah Parsons, thereby making the Packers easily the best team in the NFC? So I don't know. It's a fun thing to talk about, but I just don't see the Cowboys doing it. Yeah, see? That's exactly what I said.
Yeah, you're right.
You know,
you had it down.
It was a slam dunk. Yeah,
yes,
absolutely.
Exactly. Don't you just love it?
I have to admit, I was really surprised. It was really funny. So back in '93, I was working out at the Downtown Y here in Milwaukee, and I was, about to lift my 10 pounds, and it comes over the radio. The Packers have just signed Reggie White.
Yes.
I'm like, plop. I ran out of there so fast. Yeah. I didn't believe it. And this time I was walking out of the facility up in Green Bay. I just finished for the day. And then also I look at my phone. I'm like, oh, and I got to turn around and head back in. So I was surprised both times. I think we both were, right? I mean, we thought it was a good deal to do, but I didn't think it would happen.
Yes. Here's why I thought it might. Gutekunst is different than status quo, and I'll say why in a couple things. When you have an all-world quarterback already, who's still could be in his prime in 2020, and you said to yourself, I want to be good in the future. I'm going to take Jordan Love. Whether or not Aaron likes it or not, I'm thinking about the team. It takes a strong human being to do that. Because I don't know if Ted would have did. When I think about it, Ted did do it. When you got Brett Favre, I'm taking Aaron, but it was number 24.
Yeah.
But we had to move up to get Jordan. So now, and this brings me to Micah's nickname, when you're putting together a puzzle, as we've all done with our grandkids or kids, and it's always that one piece that's always missing. Even if you just bought it, it is just the tape on it, the cat takes it, and so you don't win.
Yeah.
And then you leave the puzzle up on the table. And you say, what am I missing? I'm missing number 1, Micah Parsons. He is the piece to the puzzle. Because I was always told, I used to host a radio show in Milwaukee, the Packers will never do deals like that. No, I said, well, what a Reggie White, Woodson, and to me the best trade of all time, humbly speaking, is Brett Favre, third-string quarterback. But this was a little bit different because this is a legacy pick for Gutekunst.
Yeah, it is. Yes, absolutely. I do want to, before we go into the impact that Parsons can have on the team, I do want to raise the question of how this is different than when Reggie White signed. And I'm curious to hear what you say first, if you think it's different, and how is it different if it is?
Well, I'll say this, because I was there in 1990 before Brett and Reggie, before we got this train moving. And when Reggie came in, that was so impactful because this is, again, the smallest market. And I was always told African American people are never going to move to Green Bay. It's further from the truth. But then let's go deeper. He was 31 years old, and he told me verbatim, I came, wait a minute. Roy Lee, I'm coming to win a Super Bowl. And Holmgren and Ron Wolf sold this idea to him that he was the missing piece. We need your impact to impact those guys in that locker room, because coming from the 80s when there was a lot of losing, let's be honest.
A lot of, for 2 decades.
It was for the people in their 50s, 60s, and 70s, thank you, because they still showed up. But when Reggie White came, here's the evidence. Before Reggie White came, I was a scrub. I really wasn't. It was okay, but I wasn't that great of a player. But when a Reggie White addresses the team and openly says he wants to win a Super Bowl, you elevate your game.
Right.
That was the impact. But Micah Parsons is the culture. When I say culture, we'll do anything to improve this team coming off of 2 years,
right.
Youngest team in the league,
right.
Whether by hook or crook, it happened. And maybe even gotten even younger because you got a young man, 26 years old. But that's his culture. They're all 26, it seemed like.
Yeah.
The quarterback's 26.
Right.
The quarterback's married. When Brett Favre won, he was 27. When Aaron Rodgers won, he was 27. So Micah Parsons, to me, is the entire culture of Titletown. And that's why I was so happy.
Yeah, he does match that. The other thing is, Reggie White, in my opinion, became the foundation
No question.
of the defense.
Yes.
There already is a foundation in Green Bay, right?
Brilliantly said.
So
Yes. Yes.
that's what Micah Parsons isn't coming with. He's coming with expectation, big expectation.
Yeah.
But Reggie White was like the ground floor
Yes.
of the entire
Yes.
organization.
Yes.
Because
Perfect.
everything was built on top of him. Now, Favre had already been there. You were already there.
Yes.
But it took you guys, you were 9-7
Yes.
in 93,
Yes.
9-7 in 94.
Yep.
So it took, a good 3 years before you were legitimate playoff contenders.
Yes.
So
That's a great point.
I think that's where the difference lies, and
That's
I'm
an
going to address
excellent
that a
point.
little bit more in my column tomorrow. But let's talk about how Micah Parsons affects the Packers right away, assuming he's healthy. And I'm going to just lay this out and say I think all this stuff about his back is a bunch of baloney that it was put out there.
You know what? You're having a good day. Have you been talking to Janet? Because that's so refreshing to say. Because they know he had to pass a physical. So he passed a physical, but I didn't know I had an L4 and an L5. And they knew his back wasn't, 100%.
There's a lot of politics behind this, and the politics
100%.
of
Yes.
they don't want to make the union look bad because they did a hold in and kind of faked the back injury. Now they want to make sure. Oh no, really, there was. And who knows? He might not play on Monday. And when I talk to Packers people, they're what back injury? So anyway, I just wanted to.
No, I appreciate that because that's the headline today. Because I know Dallas is going to allegedly leak stuff, and his agent, who I thought was magnificent, because his agent is the same as Jordan Love's, and again, seeing him at practice is different from a game. They got to get him in game shape.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
So let's start with that. Well, no, let's not start with that. Let's start with, at his best, what does he bring? And then let's talk about how, as the season goes on, he could be used.
Well, as Bill, our executive producer, knows this, there's only one team that triggers me, and I get therapy every Thursday, and I open up with them every week, the Detroit Lions. That's some of the therapy I needed. because I feel better if he's on the field when we play Detroit for Alumni Weekend. Matt LaFleur's never had a home weekend this early. Normally we're on the road and it's like the second or third game. But this early, just when they introduce him, it'll be when they did Reggie. So it just makes me understand you coming out. I think it's one of the hardest schedules. I really do. And you're playing two teams in 1 week, two teams that went deep into the playoffs. Won the conference championship and one deep in the playoffs. And they're probably picked again to go there. Mike Parsons is like a soft landing to that. Because stay tuned for X's and O's, because Tom picked out some magnificent plays to show the difference in what Micah Parsons can bring. Edwin Cooper was the first guy I thought about. 56. He may have 11 sacks.
It's very possible.
Parsons is going to give everybody the one-on-one that you need. 52, double-digit sacks. So if you're Jeff Hafley in this defense, they don't know where these guys are going to line up. You don't know where Quay Walker's going to be. You got a real package now on third down. You can bring in 55 and 94, and you could play 11 and 56, all of 7. You could play all your toys.
Yeah.
And it's going to take time to gel. But what it did for me, Tom, is that without Micah Parsons, I felt a type of a way. I even asked you off camera before the signing of Parsons, can this defense stop Amon St. Brown, Laporta, Gibbs, Montgomery? And
we weren't sure.
It'll be very difficult. But just knowing his impact, he's there, it makes me feel a lot better.
Yeah, and I think you can't. There's two primary positions I think of value in the NFL.
Yes.
Quarterback and pass rusher. You have to have.
It's imperative.
One or the other.
It's paramount.
There's no such thing as winning without those two things.
That's a fact.
You just can't. You know. And so now they, while they had some pass rush, it wasn't great, but they were building upon that. Now, all of a sudden, they got a chance to be a top pass rushing team. If they could get their offense in gear, then if they get ahead, then it's throw the pass rushers at them, down after down. It really helps if you're ahead. So, but I do want to, sort of temper the expectations, because I think it's going to take a half a season for him to get in tune with what they're doing. He hasn't had any training camp. He hasn't been in their defense before. He can win his one-on-ones, he'll do that no matter what. But to be really, really used, how long did it take for Reggie? He had some impacts. I remember that Denver game where he sacked Elway twice. that was just individual effort.
And won the game for us at the end.
Right. But it took a while for, guys to learn how to play with him. For Fritz to design ways to make it so that they doubled Reggie. You had a free run, right?
Yes.
Is that accurate?
100%. And I think Micah wants to smoke and the challenge of that happening. But I tell you what, those young guys up front, they want it. Tom, these guys want the impact of what this defense can do, especially in the secondary, because let's not kid ourselves. The secondary may have some issues. If Hobbs is not 100%, the slot, and at corner, and safety, you're good, but it may take some time to find out what's my best 11, what package. How does Lucas Van Ness fit into this? Who's going to replace Kenny Clark?
Right. Right. We haven't even gotten to that yet.
Yeah, he's a platinum person. Put the player to the side. When you take a platinum person out of that locker room, you better be bringing diamond in. And that's what Parsons is.
Yeah.
Because he knows the expectation of it. But who's going to be the front four to go after the quarterback.
Yeah. Well, as we'll explore in X's and O's, I'm really curious to see how Hafley uses them. I asked Parsons in his press conference because I went back and I watched every game from last year, and he played under Mike Zimmer for the first time.
Yes.
And Zimmer basically kept him outside as an edge guy and let him rush for there. And it's pretty easy to double him when he's there. Now, just because you double him doesn't mean you're going to stop him. But he still had 12 sacks in 13 games, right?
Yeah.
But then you go back and look at what he did under Dan Quinn when he was there. He's now the coach of the Washington Commanders. And they moved him around.
Yes.
He played linebacker because he was an off linebacker in college.
Yes.
And then they played him on the edge. They played him inside. And I kind of think, I asked him, is that what you want to do here? And he was like, yes, that's what I want to do. So I think that Hafley will be figuring out ways like that.
I want all the people, I want everybody to go out and look up a guy named Junior Seau. Junior Seau, you never knew where he would line up. And they kept the integrity of the defense, but he'd run these pick plays and just hit the guard. Bam! Somebody comes around, free sack. Next time he'll go like he's going to hit the guard, and he'll squeak through, get a sack. He just disrupted everything. Junior Seau was amazing. That's what I see for Micah Parsons. And if that center, and Jason Kelsey, I think, is borderline Hall of Famer. We're going to see an X and O's that he got fooled once. You look over there, oh, okay, he's in a wide 7 or 9. Okay, I'm going to slide the line away from 11, and we got 2 guys on him. He still got a sack. So it confuses the sack and your signal caller because you're thinking, okay, we're just going to run at him. Because I've noticed in the press conference, Dallas management kept saying, we want to stop the run. We want to stop the run. Assuming he couldn't play the run, he plays the run by disrupting. You can't pull. You can't block down.
Yeah.
You're going to miss somebody. And you got somebody who is free got to make that tackle.
Yes, that's been mentioned to me by some people in the NFL. Run at him.
Yes.
Run right at him.
Yes.
He's not going to pursue backside like the way Rashawn Gary does. Like Rashawn Gary is 100 miles an hour.
Yes.
Every time. He doesn't have the pass rushing moves and talent that Micah Parsons has, but he's going to keep coming. And you don't see that from Micah Parsons as much. Like on a running play, if the play's away from him, he's going to save his energy. Whereas Rashawn Gary's going to, even if he can't get him, he's going to run all the way to the ball. So people have to get used to that. I don't know if his game will change at all with Hafley. Maybe it does change because he's getting moved around, and now all of a sudden, teams aren't just running to the other side from him. But I'm curious to see that.
I do want to touch on one thing, just to let the people know. He's not loafing when he's going the other way. It's just that the certain angles you have when the play goes away from you, that's what makes me think about Jahmyr Gibbs cutting back. Because if he's just taking that off, that cutback's wide open.
Right.
He just need to cut that off and just pursue. But you're right about 52. I'm expecting a big year from him.
It should be. It should be.
I mean, huge. I mean, do you play both of them together? I don't know.
You can play them next to each other.
And they definitely can go away.
If you're worried about stopping the run, then you could play Lucas Van Ness outside of
who plays
Parsons.
The run very well.
Yeah, and let him handle the edge, and Parsons is playing the middle.
See, Hafley, we fixed it for you.
We'll show you. Yeah. We'll show you that on X's and O's. So there's all kinds of options. But you have a great player. You have a great player.
Yes.
There's no question.
Yes.
And he's 26 years old. Let's go to your favorite subject, the Detroit Lions.
Oh boy.
This is still a really good team, and they have a really good offensive line. They have a new center, which that'll be interesting to see how they the difference between Frank
Yep.
Ragnow, who was one of the better centers in the
Yes.
NFL, and now Graham Glasgow.
That was a shocker, though, right? In the offseason?
A little bit,
Just-
yeah, it was. But, centers get beat up,
They do. But they're very important.
Extremely important. He was the anchor, one of the anchors of that.
But they're going to say the Packers got a new center, too.
Yeah, but he's a 7-year veteran.
At
He's
guard.
been a Pro Bowler. So
At guard.
Yeah, well.
Center.
Anyway, Detroit has as much talent as any team in the league.
Unbelievable.
They're going to be without Aleem McNeil, their top defensive tackle. Josh Pascal, one of their ends, is out as well. But Aiden Hutchinson is there.
They got Aiden Hutchinson and Branch at safety.
Yeah,
defense is pretty good.
Yeah, they got Branch and Kirby Joseph, and they got their first-round pick from last year, Terrion Arnold at corner.
Yes.
They just DJ Reed. They have a lot of good players. So I'm curious to see what how Hafley goes after Goff. What do they do with Micah Parsons? How many plays do you think Micah Parsons plays?
Well, if we did a pitch count, it'll be every third down.
That's what
He's
I was
coming
thinking.
in.
Yeah.
But the thing about Jared Goff, he's one of the better play action quarterbacks. They'll throw him first down because they don't want to get into third down.
Yeah.
And then you have to just say we got to play him, 30 plays or whatever. But the guy's in phenomenal shape. I mean, he really is.
Great athlete, yeah.
But
he
again,
hasn't had the pads on. He hasn't gone
Yeah.
through. I mean, they have training camp for a reason, right?
yeah. Well, you're good though. You're good. Because I could put you in any office and you're still an award-winning journalist.
You know what I thought of?
So it don't matter where you're at.
You know what I thought of immediately was, do you remember the year that Dorsey Levens held out? I think it was 98.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
he's gone out through camp, and then he signs at the end. And Holmgren's kind of mad at him for missing all that camp, and runs him like 25 times in the open. And then on one of his last carries, he gets his leg just driven into, and they lose him for 6 weeks. And I'll never forget going, "What are you running him?" Like I don't think they're going to do that this time. I just don't think they're going to play him. 30 snaps.
The thing about it is the same thing about Jordan Love. Why play him in the one game? He hurts his thumb. When it's the regular season, all your chips in the middle of the table.
Yeah.
They don't second guess themselves there because it'd be hard to know how you want to play them. Because when they get when we tape this is on Tuesday, so the game plan is in. Now it got readjusted when they brought him in, but they were already forecasting that we may have him, or we're going to go get somebody else that's a pass rusher. So this is what we're going to do on both sides of the ball, by the way. But you know this more than me and Bill, our executive producer. They want to run the ball with Montgomery and Gibbs. They want to utilize that big line with Sewell,
Right.
left tackle.
Penny Sewell, yep.
One of the best, if not the best.
Yep.
And Laporta's going to be off the ball, and they want you to be nosy. They want to play action and go to 14 across the middle, and they want to hit Jameson down. And I know what people are saying. They got two different coordinators, offense and defense, but it's still the guy. It's Campbell.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to run the same thing.
Yeah.
But this is how you beat them. And I went back and watched the last 4 times we played them. All those plays. And this team drives downhill with the foot on the gas. There is no brakes. They'll go for it on their own 25.
Right.
You got to make them pay for it. They're going to try something fake. They want to beat you into submission. So much so, their coordinator went to Chicago, and the first thing, one of the things he said towards the end, I love beating Matt LaFleur. But as Ben Johnson knows, you do not have the same roster you got in Chicago, but we're gonna make you pay for it this week.
Yeah.
But that's how they think, Tom. They're caution to the wind.
And I think one thing to keep in mind is that they're a 4-down team. They don't
Absolutely.
They don't have like third downs.
Absolutely.
So if you're thinking you're going to bring Micah Parsons in on 3rd down only, well, on 3rd and 7 they're going to run the ball and then try to get it to 4th and 2, and then they'll go for it. So it does kind of change. I'll be interested to see how they handle that as well,
especially on the road.
We do need to talk about the loss of Kenny Clark because I don't think that can be underplayed because he really is a good player, and people were written and said that he was on the downhill, but I think he was being moved back to the nose this year. He was sort of a 3 technique last year, and he was going to be over the nose this year, and I think he was going to ready to have a good year for them. Now, I don't know that they have anybody who can play over the
and that's
specifically other than the rookie Azir Stackhouse. Counting on rookie defensive linemen is not a good way to go into a season.
Not against this offense.
It's the hardest transition, I think, for college to pro. Is
100%. Because of the angles and what you're asked to do. Yes, he'll be going up a new center, but trust me, that center are going to make calls, and they're going to try to double team and try to wash you down and create space. That's how they get Gibbs out on the perimeter. So Kenny Clark probably want to go down to one of the best draft picks because he's so unselfish. And he'll stay in that crack of the double team and keep fighting up. Yes, his stats weren't that great, but the linebacker stats were amazing because he was very unselfish. A young guy would try to beat the double team by doing somebody else's job and create another hole. It's undisciplined. So they may get a guy bigger, stronger, faster, but mentally it's going to be some growing pains. And you got to just make sure they study up. This is one of the teams, Tom, I have to say this again, need to do a deep dive into why you can't beat these guys. Because last year, in the rain, all I heard leaving the stadium was Jared Goff. I wanted to throw up. I'm like, they think that they've taken over Lambeau Field. So I'm glad we opened it up with them. But this offense is designed to run that clock, run the ball, and when you move everybody up, play action, and try to go deep.
Yeah.
But teams who beat them, because I also looked at that, made them pay. Every time they go forward on 4th down and an odd play, stop them.
Yeah.
You demoralize them. That's how you stop them.
You have to force Goff into a couple of mistakes.
Absolutely.
When the Packers beat them up in Detroit 2 years ago, they stopped them on a 4th down fake punt.
Yes.
Jair Alexander had an interception, I believe, inside. Is that him? It might have been Keyshawn. I can't remember. They had a huge turnover. Goff coughed one up.
That's how you make them pay.
Yeah, you have to force him into some mistakes. So we'll see if they can do that. And then offensively, we have to find out who they're going to be because
who's your starting
receivers.
Just let's do offensive line first. Who's your starting 5?
Well, it's going to be Rasheed Walker at left tackle.
Okay.
He pretty much told me he was running with the number 1, so it's not going to be Jordan.
Did he tell you that, or did he pretty much tell you?
He told me that.
Okay.
So the offensive line is set. It'll be Walker,
Is
Banks,
Big Bank ready?
Jenkins, yes, he's ready.
Okay, Big Bank.
Ryan and Zach Todd.
So Jordan Morgan will be your swing guy. He can play left tackle.
Right. He can play
right.
guard.
And he can play guard.
They may.
How deep can they go? 8 deep? Because Big Belton, you could bring him in on U71
you could bring
and run
him into
the
one of those extra blocker types. I think
and then the young man
7.
at Kennard.
Oh yeah, they got Kennard too.
Yeah.
They have just enough backups. I don't know that they have a really good backup center. I think that's an issue.
Well, Ryan can play center. He got some snaps.
Yeah, but I said a really good center.
He is good center, man.
I think he's more of a guy.
Zach Tom can play center too.
He could, but they've got him out at at right tackle.
Yeah.
He's their right tackle. They paid him like a right tackle. They're playing.
Well, yeah,
right
it's a
tackle.
good point.
All
Okay.
right. So
You want to go to receiver?
yeah, I mean, I think
Agent Zero.
I think it's Dobbs and
Golden.
Golden. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Don't you?
open. If I was to open up with a personnel that gives them problems, Agent Zero and 87, both of my tight ends.
I'm going
And
88
number
and
8.
85 to
Yes,
start the game.
yes, Lord.
Yeah.
Yes, Lord. I'm going 2 tight ends, and I'm going to split them out, bring them back in, take 88 off the ball, and motion him out, and I pray a linebacker follows him. That's where I'm going with it.
Right. Right.
But I'm giving number 8 this ball 320 times this year. Josh Jacobs is the guy. I'm going to run away from Aiden Hutchinson and cut back. Or I'm going to bring down, crack block, toss it to him, get out on the perimeter, make this defense run and get them tired.
Well, we can show you what
Yes.
the Packers did to Micah Parsons
Yes.
back in the playoffs,
Yes.
which is something they can do to
When we
Aiden
know where he was
Hutchinson.
going to be,
Right.
we can do that to him.
Yeah. So we'll take a look at that. I highly recommend joining X's and O's because
I'll
it's
join
going to
it.
be really,
I'll
it's
be
going to be
there.
really fun. All right.
You don't want me to do a
You wanna
prediction,
do a
do you?
prediction? Yeah, we do.
You want me to do that this year? I thought Bill said we
Absolutely.
weren't
It's
doing
week one.
predictions.
Let's go.
This is
Let's go. Put it on the line.
Listen, can I give you a score before Micah Parsons and after? No, I won't do that.
No.
Green Bay is going to break this streak, and the Packers will win 30-23. And it'll be one of the biggest victories in Matt LaFleur's tenure, because this team gives me anxiety. They're so arrogant. They're so pompous. They're so narcissistic. And they like nothing better than to beat the Packers in the home opener, which is alumni weekend.
You really don't like the Lions, and I have a lot of respect for the Lions. I think they're a
Two things
really
can be
good
true.
football team.
When you don't like them, that means you respect them.
Okay.
I'm trying to get to a Super Bowl. If you can't beat Detroit, you were 1-5
Yeah, I know.
last year in division games.
Right? And they play the teams they got to beat.
Yes.
You know? I mean, they play Washington. They play
Yes.
Detroit twice.
They got
play
Philly.
Philadelphia. Baltimore.
Commanders. Those teams are all the teams that are in Super Bowl conversations.
Mm-hmm.
So the first 8 games are going to be tough.
Yeah. Watch out for Pittsburgh and Cincinnati, too.
Well,
Those
Pittsburgh,
are going to be two good teams.
Pittsburgh, I ain't worried about Pittsburgh.
All right.
But
All right.
thank you so much
Who do you
for
want to
that.
thank so we can...
Yes, tortilla chips. I got a new dip for tailgating that you can make outside or inside. That's going to be on Pick and Save / LeRoy Butler. Get that dip. And I got the little tortilla chips that you scoop it and eat. It's so good. It with
I
queso,
love
cheese,
that.
hamburger, pico is so good. And of course, anywhere you buy alcohol in the state of Wisconsin, make sure you pick up some Leaping Lemonade and some Leap Vodka. It's award-winning vodka, and we're just so excited. And the very last thing, when you come in, Detroit fans, go to visitmilwaukee.org. Anywhere you want to eat while you're here for Friday to Saturday, Sunday, and the Commanders, just go to visitmilwaukee.org. And we got me in video, my avatar, talk to you. It's called Ask LeRoy. You can ask me anything about Milwaukee, and I'll help you. Like,
Don't
find
be
a
giving
steak
up my
place.
address or anything.
I already did. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm sorry. Josh, take that down.
I
Josh
gotta
is
get
my
the
boss.
dog ready.
Yeah, I told Peyton to put it up there too. But Peggy won't. She's a professional. But just go to visitmilwaukee.org for everything. And please stay tuned for X and O's. It's so much fun doing this because you got Micah Parsons the year before and him last year. You'll see the difference. And Tom did all the work.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for joining
He
us.
paid me $5 to say
Don't
that.
forget about X's and O's.
Yes.
Don't forget about the live blog on Sunday against
Oh,
the Lions. I'll
Make
be there,
sure
3
you
o'clock.
get a subscription.
Yeah.
That's the only way you can ask Tom.
Well,
weird
actually, they
questions.
don't need a subscription to that. But
do
but
they
if
need
you
it?
want to really
But I
get
wanna ask you a
personal with
question.
me, yeah, you gotta get a subscription.
Just get the subscription.
All right. We'll see you next week.